Gospel reading for today. Luke 21 verses 20 to 28. Gospel according to St. Luke. When you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, you will know that its desolation is near. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let those in the city get out, and let those in the country not enter the city. For this is the time of punishment in fulfillment of all that has been written. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. There will be great distress in the land and wrath against this people. They will fall by the sword, and will be taken as prisoners to all the nations. Jerusalem will be trampled on by the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. On the earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity at the roaring and tossing of the sea. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming on the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to take place, stand up and lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. Reflection. In this passage, Jesus speaks of times of tribulation and crisis. He uses powerful imagery to describe the devastation of Jerusalem and the celestial signs that will precede his return. Although these visions may seem terrifying, the central message is one of hope and redemption. Jesus invites us to always be prepared, not only physically but spiritually. He reminds us that difficulties and trials are part of our journey, but that we are not alone. His promise of return gives us a reason to remain steadfast and hopeful. Message. Dear brothers and sisters, today's gospel leads us to deeply reflect on how we face difficulties and crises in our lives. Jesus speaks of times of great anguish and suffering, but he also gives us a promise of hope and redemption. 1. The reality of trials. Jesus does not hide the reality of trials from us. He speaks of the desolation of Jerusalem and of the signs in the sky and on earth. These images may seem distant or even apocalyptic, but they can also reflect our own experiences of crises and challenges in daily life. We all face moments of uncertainty and fear, whether due to personal, family, economic problems, or even global events. 2. The invitation to hope. Despite the severity of these events, Jesus tells us, stand up and lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. This is an invitation not to be overcome by fear and despair. He calls us to trust in his promise of salvation and to keep our eyes fixed on him. It is a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, God has a plan and his love and protection are always present. 3. Spiritual preparation. The gospel calls us to be prepared, not only in a physical sense, but primarily in a spiritual sense. How can we prepare spiritually? Jesus invites us to constant prayer, reflection, and actions based on love and service to others. It is a call to strengthen our faith, to remain connected with God through prayer and the sacraments, and to live in a way that reflects his love and compassion. For the community of faith. In times of tribulation, our faith community plays a crucial role. We are called to support each other, to be beacons of hope and comfort for others. This can mean being present for those going through difficult times, offering a word of encouragement, or simply being a listening ear. The community strengthens us and helps us face trials with a perspective of faith and hope. Additional reflection. This passage also invites us to reflect on our own lives and our priorities. Where is our heart? Are we living in a way that reflects our faith and our hope in Jesus' promise? It is a moment to evaluate our actions and decisions and to ensure we are living in alignment with the values of the gospel. Finally, let us remember that Jesus' promise is not only for the future, but also for the present. His love and grace are available to us here and now. No matter how difficult the circumstances, we can always find comfort and hope in his presence and in his promise of redemption.